Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today is a special one because I know I've said it before, maybe you've heard, things that I am prepping, but yes, I am on prep and I am getting ready for Atlanta Pro. So I want to show you one of my fitness circuits that I'm doing to prepare for that. And the reason why I'm doing fitness circuits now, I'm still doing weights, is because I need to prepare myself more for my routine than anything. Making sure my endurance is high, and it also does a few things. It also keeps me very conditioned, and skills like my push-ups and all of that jazz. I'm working my chest. When I'm doing my handstands, I'm working my, tricep, biceps, all of that. And I also don't want to double up. I must have mentioned it before, but I'll mention it again. I do not need to train all of my body. I just need to maintain what I have and refine, because you can always do refinement. So at this point in time, I am now training weights 4 days a week, which includes legs and abs, shoulders and back. So you can figure out what is missing. And you might think, oh, okay, will that mean I will lose too much muscle and not maintain it? No, because my routine's covering that, and so is my fitness circuit. So everything I do now is very functional. It is, again, making sure that I refine the bits that I need to refine, but at the same time, maintain all the development that I have, and we hope get me conditioned. So my workout is a mixture of stuff, all fitness related. I normally start off with my abs, and then I'm gonna go on to some rope. Gonna probably hit the battle ropes. Obviously it depends on space, but if it's free, I'll do that. If not, I'll do the org or the erg. I'm not sure what to call it. Someone can comment below and tell me exactly what it is when you see it. And I'm gonna then go on to that, and then I'm gonna do some skills. So the skills is not necessarily in my routine, but it's gonna get me the endurance that I need, as well as the practicing. So that's pretty much what I do. I do that once a week, and I actually find it really fun. It's grueling though, but fun. So I think it's fun actually when I've accomplished it. Is it fun when I do it? The first set. But after that, I'm like, right, I need to get through it and channel my mind. It also works on my mindset. Mindset to me is everything. If your mind is set on something, you will achieve it. Obviously, you have to bear in mind your body and all of that, and your capability, but most of the time, if let's say you fail, even though your mind is on it, you will succeed eventually. course, I have my tea. I have to say that was exhausting. My core abs. Anyways, I've got more to do just after this.
So I don't twist when I do the exercise. I don't really want to develop my obliques, which are obviously this part here. I say obviously, but it's this part here. And I don't want to develop them because I want to keep my waist very, very small and tiny. And I don't really need that to do what I do to be so developed. When it comes to obliques, there is like a time and a place for them to be developed. For example, powerlifters, you know, they will have more obliques or more of a stature than a bodybuilder because they need to be more stable in order to lift heavy weights. And theirs is around strength. That's why they train the way they do, for pure strength. They're not looking at aesthetics, whereas we are. So we need to be very mindful of the things that we actually train and how our body is going to react to it. I analyze everything. That's just my brain. I have a maths and science brain. So everything to me, even if I don't want to, and I'm like, do I really need to calculate that? My brain does it anyways. And it will somehow put it together. It loves a puzzle. And I think that is why I've gone from sport to sport to sport. And it's like, once I love something, I have to solve the puzzle. And it's literally like taking the pieces and putting them together. And then once I accomplish it, I'm like, and this is in the past, by the way. I'm not gonna do it for this one. I'll be like, I'm done and move on. So I decided when I went into competing in bodybuilding, I am not gonna do that. And an ultimate goal for me is to defend titles. If I got a title, at that time I was like, that is. And to maybe do that a couple of times. In the past, I didn't necessarily defend titles, so cheerleading, I went to Worlds. It was my dream to go to Worlds. I did it once and was like, yes, I'm retired. Bearing in mind, I was injured as well. I was in ankle braces for 2 years. I injured myself actually at the Welsh trial. And I really thought that I wasn't gonna make that team. So I literally threw everything down and was like, well, I'm not gonna make that team. But then 2 weeks later, because it took them a while to obviously decide the team for Worlds and to represent, I got a call. And then it was released that I was actually on the UK team. Now in cheerleading over here, and I think worldwide as well, of course, there are 36 on the team. In the ones who can compete, homeland is what we call it. But for Worlds, you have to be cut to 24. So I didn't make the Worlds team first cut, but I did make the UK Worlds team, which to me was amazing. But of course I was like, I want to go to Worlds. I'm injured though, but I made the team. So that's all I really cared about at that point. It was like, oh wow, I actually made the team even though I injured myself at trials. So I literally put that in my mind and I thought I'm gonna be the best that I can be on this team, representing. And I actually started out in the back stunt group. And in cheerleading, the strongest stunt groups are towards the front, and then the strongest is center point. And I thought, okay, I'm just gonna work really hard for my flyer. You know, we're gonna make sure that we can get things, you know, as best as we can, because as far as the team was concerned, we're the weaklings at the back. So yeah, we really motivate each other, and I channeled all of that energy and positive mindset that I had from previously from gymnastics, and thought, you know what, let's motivate, because by then my flyer was deflated because she made the back of the team and she already been to Worlds. So she was like, huh? I'm here. I'm like, okay, I'm here and I'm grateful, but let's motivate you to not feel deflated. And pretty much that's what happened. So it wasn't until a month later I got called up by my coaches and they were like, we really need to speak to you. But they looked kind of stern and I was like, oh gosh, am I in trouble? What have I done? And they were like, no, we're thinking. Because I was like, what's wrong? They're like, no, we're thinking. And we want to do a trial for you. And I said, okay. And they said, you managed to turn around my flyer at the time into something stable, they said. And she's doing really well. So how about we try you on this stunt group? And I looked at that stunt group and I thought, that's center point. So they said, let's just see how it goes. We're not saying you're there, but we want to see because you seem strong and you picked up really quickly. So I flew that flyer for a whole session, which was like 3 hours long. And that was it. They didn't say nothing to me. And then the next day, I went to work, did all that. And at the time, my daughter was going on 2 years old. So I went back to cheerleading when Ava was 6 weeks, by the way. So it took me a year and a bit to make the Worlds team. I had to compete first on the circuit. So I was there at work, and then I received another phone call. I was like, great, what's up with all this phoning? And then they told me, you are not only being put onto the Worlds team, you made the 24, you are going to stick to that stunt group, center point, and then we'll see how you go. It's not quite set in stone, but we think this is going to be a strong flying group. I just basically was going to fall off my chair and cry. I was just, yeah, I could not believe it. It went from I'm going to cry to I'm in shock to what do I do? And then the whole day I couldn't really concentrate at work. So they actually sent me home and they were really so happy for me. They're like, you know what, go home, celebrate, be with my daughter, because they were really good with me in terms of like, you know, having a child. And yeah, I think that is the point when I actually got ultimate belief in myself. So when I came into bodybuilding, I was like, wow, okay. I had that belief then, and I'm going to carry into this when I decided I was going to compete. But I came into this not going to compete, if that makes sense. I came into bodybuilding because I was too active after retiring from cheerleading. I needed an outlet. I wanted the health benefits from training as well, and something that's going to stimulate my mind, because I realized I need stimulation. So that's pretty much how I got into bodybuilding and joined the gym, and things just developed from there. And I ended up loving the gym, and then someone said, why don't you try competing? And I think that's when things switched, because I have a very competitive mind, and as I said, it's like a puzzle to me. And when it comes to competing though, I only compete against myself. Results to me is nothing unless I keep improving. And it can be something so menial, like at the Arnold's, I held a handstand for longer than I ever did. That made my day. Not knowing that I would come second, like get out of here. But that literally, holding that handstand, because I've fallen out of handstands in the past and it frustrated me. And because in practice they were fine. So just to get over that little hurdle, that is all I need, and I feel satisfied. And then we keep moving. So that's pretty much how I tackle anything. is to not think about necessarily the final outcome. It's to think about improving, keeping very positive, and most importantly, I need to enjoy exactly what I do, even the hard bits. Enjoy the whole entire process. And if you do that and you know why you're doing something, then the success will come. So yeah, sorry, it's a very long talk, but I thought, you know what, I should give you more insight into how I think, rather than you just seeing me work out. But I do a lot of that too. Okay, we're on to ball jumps. I am not carrying the heaviest ball. As it says on my program, I'm only meant to lift moderate to light. Now, had to really think about that when I saw that on my program, because I'm used to lifting as heavy as, yeah. And with good form, because form is everything. But it really played in my head. And I was like, what does moderate mean? What does light mean? What does moderate to light mean to me? And I kind of worked out it's around 60 to 70% of what I normally do. Or if we're going to go for the light, it's going to be about 40 to 60, around that range. I just shouldn't go above 70%, definitely not. And then we go back into the heavy setting. So this is like a moderate ball to me. It might feel heavy to someone else, but it's moderate to me. So again, I'm just trying to maintain muscle here, and that is it. Still got way more to do. But yeah, for the whatever it's called, I have to skip my biceps. So I can't go down like a typical ski org. I can't go down like a skier, because if it hits my biceps, I will have the same problem that I had. I was told that I need to make my biceps smaller so that it doesn't join in with my shoulder. And I feel like after a whole year, I can finally, you can tell me otherwise, I can finally see a gap between the two. So I am a bit scared sometimes of exercises that hit my biceps. I can't believe I'm even saying that, but it is what it is. My biceps, for some reason, want to keep growing. And I am trying to do everything to stop it from growing anymore, but I still need to have biceps. And I had the same problem with my triceps too, by the way. My triceps were humping at the back. But anyways, I don't want them to grow anymore. And it feels like any little stimulant, they're like, yay, let's have a party. And I'm like, no, go to bed.
officially done. Oh, yeah. That literally works the whole entire body, and I don't even know what to say. I'm lost for words. But it felt productive. I hope you enjoyed watching that. And so this is it. This is officially my road to my third Olympia. I first need to go to Atlanta, so that is where I'm going. So I'll be heading out there to not only defend my title, because I won it last year, but to make it to my third Olympia. How special is that? So I am literally gonna give it my absolute all, and this prep, I've said this before, but I really have not left any stone unturned. I have turned those stones and I have turned them back. And you know, if that's not enough, that's not enough. I'll be happy with what I've done in terms of my improvement season. And I just can't wait to show you all the work that I've been doing in this short space of time, actually, since I went to the Arnold's. And I just hope that in my routine as well, it exudes the passion I have for this. This literally brought my whole entire life together. And I never thought, if anyone said to me before I hit my 30s that I was gonna be a bodybuilder, I'll be like, get out of here. Let alone do the fitness category. It's literally a dream come true. I can't even put it into words. Like, waking up, and it's not just about this, it's about also turning it into a career, into something that I was able to share with others, and PT, because that's what I do as well here full time. So I don't really see anything as work. I just see it as, yes, it's hard, yes, it's challenging, yes, I'm dead right now, and I'm finding it really hard to speak, but I want nothing more than to feel this way. And I have to say, for this show, I feel the most excited, and I felt pretty excited, but I feel the most excited because I finally feel like I not only managed to capture how I was as a gymnast, as a cheerleader, and now a bodybuilder, and now I finally feel like I am getting to the point where I'm merging all my worlds completely together. So I'm working with what I got from gymnastics, and then what I got from cheerleading and ballet, of course, and now bodybuilding, and it's all merging into one person, because before I would say I had loads of personalities, but no, it needed to merge into one person. So you're gonna see me on the other side, because that'll be my next YouTube, and I will update you on what happens. And yeah, so you better stay tuned, because yeah, it's gonna be a ride, all right, no matter what happens. So remember to like, comment, subscribe. Peace.